Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of This Is the Thing. I am Dalton Bradford, and as always, we have...
Robert Devaney.
Dude, you've got you've got to get the cue faster. They can't most... Okay, so people can see you right now doing the thumbs up, but on Mondays, no one knows. They're like, is he an idiot?
This is for the people on YouTube. And I got one of them weird thumbs.
Oh my, is that your thumb?
No, I got a fake hand over here. Yeah, no, it's my thumb.
That's ugly.
What's wrong with it?
It's ugly.
Oh, well, I hurt my feelings.
Well,
like really bad.
Good. It should. Well, welcome back.
Yes.
Robert, what's going on, man?
So I just want to talk about something really special for a second. If the people can't already notice, but I don't have my cool little mic thing hooked to my headphones, so I'm not gonna be like grabbing it or sound really weird because I went out and I bought a really nice mic. I listen to the people. Is that not part of the what you're supposed to do?
I think that's part of it. I think you
So
I think you nailed it, dude. You gave the viewers what they wanted. You gave the listeners what they wanted.
Ask and you shall receive, people. Ask and you shall receive. So everybody was like, hey, Robert, your mic quality sucks. Okay. So I went out and I bought a mic. And it's a nice mic. I'm not going to go into details on the mic. Hopefully it sounds good. Dalton already says that I sound like less of an idiot now.
Yeah. And Robert, how much did you spend on it? We all know you're rich. Wait, I know you're rich.
I think looking at my background at the wood paneling walls definitely clarifies that I am not rich. Okay,
that sloth looks like it cost a pretty penny though. That you got back there.
My wife handmade that. I wouldn't talk bad about that.
I didn't talk bad about it. I would never talk bad about Heather. I would only talk bad about you. The only thing that I would talk bad about you about or about Heather about is that she married you, and that's really bad.
No, that's terrible. That's terrible.
I'm just kidding. But
no,
yeah.
So this mic was $130. So I bought it for the people, like I said. But if there's anybody out there, and you're like really happy that I bought this mic, and you're like, I hear Robert so much more clearly now. Be more than free. You're more than happy.
You lost English.
Yeah, I lost English again. Feel more than happy to just send me $130 to pay for this thing.
And you sound like a beggar. Please don't do that on this podcast.
No, I'm not begging. No, I'm not. Guys, anyway, if you just email This Is the Thing podcast and send us $130 to pay for this mic, this is a pretty low budget thing we got going on.
Guys, on the low, if you really could help us out, send Robert $130.
No, that's madness. We would never ask for money. But anyway, I think my electrical bill is like $120 this month if y'all want to. But yeah, I got a new mic. Hope y'all like it. Hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, Robert. Everybody, thank you. Robert, we really appreciate that. I know I appreciate that on the audio inside, so it's easier to engineer you. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So speaking of listening to the listeners, hey, I just want to give a big shout out to a few states. So I thank y'all so much for supporting us. Thank you to Tennessee. Thank you to Texas, Florida, Colorado, Indiana, North Carolina, New Jersey. That's a new one. And Alabama. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, listening and rating and reviewing and leaving comments. We really, really appreciate it. It's awesome.
Yes. You know what? I just want to talk about, I don't want to point any states out specific, because, we're from Tennessee. And, of course, we got a lot of people that we know here listening to this. But Texas.
Texas. Is it Texas or is it like real Texas?
Texas. That's the way I say it. And I think Texas is going to appreciate the way I'm saying it. But I appreciate you guys. Y'all are coming through big. They say everything's bigger in Texas. Y'all got a lot of views coming on right now. and we don't know a single soul in Texas.
I don't know anybody that
And
lives in Texas.
I don't, I don't even think no, I don't even know anybody that's been to Texas. I don't think.
So have you ever been to any other state besides Tennessee?
Yeah. Wow, that.
Oh,
You know,
no, that was, I know that's, that sounded really smart. It was really,
no, the
really...
way you asked that question was like, this dude's never been anywhere in his whole life. Which is really embarrassing because I've been a lot of places.
That's not how I meant it, dude. That's not how I meant it.
You almost ask as if like, have you ever been out of the county you live in before?
Have you ever left your front yard?
Have you ever breached the road? No. That was cruel again. Hurt my feelings. But anyway, so yeah, I've actually been to a lot of different states. I can't name them all because most of them I don't remember. So my papa used to be a truck driver.
Dude, my grandma used to be a truck driver.
Really?
Yeah, I went all kinds of places with her.
Yeah, I went. So like when I was a kid, like when I got off of school Friday, I would literally just jump on the truck with him and we'd be gone all weekend. Like we'd just go somewhere.
Wasn't it awesome?
It was totally cool. And you know what's so bad is I don't remember most of it. I slept. Like when I get in a car as a rider, I'm a sleeper, dude.
For sure.
Like, have you seen those? Have you ever seen those videos where them people like prank the sleepers in the car, like where they hit the rumble strip and start screaming?
I wanted to do all those sleep pranks. They're all really cool. They're all really funny.
They're the best. Whoever thought of that, geniuses. Hats off to you. But
I saw one last night. I have to tell you about this. I saw one last night where this guy was sleeping, and this kid goes up with a full bottle of mustard and is pouring it on this guy's face. Well, this guy is sleeping like a rock, dude. He is like suffocating in mustard. He's like, whoa, hell. But he's still asleep. It is the funniest thing, dude. He's got mustard all over him, and it's all over the couch. You ever thought, like, who has to clean that up afterwards?
Some pranks ain't worth it.
No.
Have you seen some of them pranks and you're like, that's totally not worth it? Do you remember that? You remember that show on? I think it came on MTV, where they showed the high school pranks. What they used to do. You don't remember that? Dude, it was like when we were in high school. They used to show all these high school kids the pranks they did their senior year, and like some of them got in so much trouble. And then like some of them was real lame. Like they went and got like the principal's consent and everything before they did one. It was just stupid. But it was a show.
I really like pranks though. Pranks are funny.
I honestly don't remember the name of it. It was. I mean, I think it had pranking in the title. I don't know.
I would hope it would have pranking somewhere in the title.
It was just called Green Beans or something like that.
Corvettes.
It was a show all about pranking. Yeah, that would be absolutely terrible. But yeah, but no. So, but yeah, when I get in a car, I go like straight to sleep. If I'm a rider, dude. So like when I was a kid, I slept through everything. Like if we passed anything cool, I was asleep. Like he would probably he used to wake me up and be like, hey, when we go over this bridge and you look over to the right, you're gonna see this, huge statue.
Make sure you're looking out. Enjoy the scenery.
I would just roll over and go to sleep.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, you looking out the window? My eyes would be closed. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I am.
My wife does that to me. I fall asleep. I instant fall asleep as soon as I sit on the couch, like when we watch a movie. Yeah. Instantly. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to watch this movie. It's going to be great. I've been waiting to see it. Instantly. I'm asleep. She goes, you awake? I'm like, yeah. She goes, what just happened in the movie? I'm like, the guy that was just there. He's, I don't know, Courtney. I'm sorry. She's like, yeah, because you were asleep. I wasn't asleep. I was resting my eyes.
Hey, listen. So, do you ever regret anything that you missed while you were sleeping?
Oh,
like whether it be like on a road trip or a movie or something like that.
No, I mean, because I was I was asleep, so I don't know if I missed it or not. But sleep is precious.
No, when you wake up, it's always like it was worth it.
Oh, that was so worth it. I missed everything, and now I'm here. So if it's like a long trip, and you fall asleep and you sleep the whole time, it's like you didn't have to suffer anything. You didn't have to suffer through all the drive pains of a 9-hour drive. It's just like you got in the car in the driveway. You're like, oh, I'm going to go to sleep. And then they're like, we're here in Florida. And you're like, oh.
Yeah, the driving is the worst, actually, of going somewhere. If you get the luxury to sleep through it, though, it's awesome.
So have you? I mean, do you miss anything while you were asleep?
No, no, never. The nap is always worth it. The sleep is always worth it.
The neck pain is not though.
When you wake up and you can't move,
Yeah, you're stuck. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I guess this is my life now. uh,
Do you ever? How long does it take you to build up the guts to jerk your neck?
to just straighten it
And
out.
if I just do it real quick, and you're like, no, not yet.
It's like ripping off the Band-Aid, man.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know how many different states that you've been to? You know?
So riding with my grandmother in the truck. All I remember now, she tells me all the time that we went to a lot of places. I only remember going to Louisiana. I don't remember anything about it. I was only like maybe 5 years old, but I've lived a lot of states too. I mean, I've moved a lot. I mean, I lived in Alabama. I've lived in Florida a few times. I grew up and I've officially we settled down in Florida as a kid. But I lived in South Carolina, North Carolina. I think we may have lived in Georgia. But yeah, we just kind of went along the coast there.
Okay. I'm kind of the same way. My papa used to tell me about all the places we've been. I didn't remember any of them. Like I knew for sure. Like I've been to Oklahoma. I think it's the farthest I've actually been west is Oklahoma. And then of course, whatever states are between Oklahoma. And
you mean you went there? Yeah.
Yeah. So I know we didn't hit a ramp at the end of Tennessee and just land in Oklahoma.
Hey, we're in Oklahoma now.
So we had to go through. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know the two states over there. Not that they're not memorable.
Hey, what do you drive through to get to Oklahoma?
That's what I'm saying. I have no idea. There's something over there. It's not Missouri. I think Missouri is a little bit up north.
I think it's up north because they get snow.
Yeah. So hey, if y'all know who lives beside us,
who lives next to Oklahoma? What state is next to Oklahoma?
We need to know exactly who borders Oklahoma, preferably
hey Siri,
this side.
What state borders Oklahoma?
I found 6. Texas, Colorado.
She don't know?
Texas and Colorado.
Kansas, and Arkansas.
Texas and Colorado.
Dadgummit,
wow.
Texas pulled through. Texas pulled through again.
Anyway, Texas. Again, another shout out. The song says, God bless Texas. It was written for a reason.
Yep.
And y'all are just
Texas is doing big things. Thank you, Texas.
Doing big work for us.
We appreciate you, Texas.
So let's talk about this.
Hold on.
We've talked about states. Oh,
hold on.
What?
I do remember something driving in the truck. So we stopped at a truck stop and we went into a Waffle House. And when we came back to the truck, the Easter Bunny came and saw me. So I had an Easter basket and stuffed animals and stuff inside the truck. And I thought that blew my mind as a child, dude.
So
I was like, first of all, how did he know I was here? And how did he get in the truck? It blew my mind, dude.
So let me hang on. I got some questions. I have questions.
Let me ask you a question.
So you're telling me that you went into Waffle House to eat?
Mm-hmm.
Where at?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
Wherever a Waffle House is, it's not a good area, and I think I know where you're going with this. So go ahead, finish off.
So you went into a Waffle House to eat.
Uh-huh.
And you came back.
Yep.
To the truck.
Yep.
And Easter stuff was in there.
Yep.
And you just automatically assumed, just straight to the conclusion.
How did he find me?
Bunny. Was it on Easter?
I don't remember. I mean, what kind of question is that? I would assume it was Easter. The Easter Bunny doesn't come on Christmas.
So you wasn't home for Easter, but the Easter Bunny showed up. I just look you're in your mind. Hang on, in your child mind, you're like, "Well, I was in there eating waffles
with my grandma.
With my grandma, the Easter Bunny came, broke in the truck, and and left my Easter basket there.
Yep. Yep.
And you're just completely okay with that.
Yep.
So obviously, I mean, we know at this point how this occurred, right?
Yeah.
And I guess my next
Now, I
question
mean, I
would
guess
be,
I know how it got staged.
Yeah. How
I mean-
long was you in Waffle House by yourself?
Yeah.
Like,
As a 5-year-old child.
yeah. Hey,
Hey,
dog,
here
when
I
you
am.
go on in. Hey, listen though. Hey, straight up, you know how the Waffle Houses are. They just brought you in like one of their own.
Hey, man.
They sat you down at
Yes.
the booth. Some nice waitress lady was like, "Honey,
Yeah.
come here.
We'll watch him.
Come sit up here."
We'll
I mean,
watch
if
him.
you, I mean, if you had your choice of Waffle House or IHOP, where are you going?
IHOP. Hands down.
Never mind. I was hoping for a sponsorship with Waffle House, but that obviously isn't going to
Hands
happen.
down, I'm going to IHOP. Where are you going?
I don't know. I feel so bad for Waffle House. Hey, you know, I think I can count on one hand how many times I've ate at a Waffle House, and one of those times was with you. Remember when we was at training?
Did we eat at a
When we
Waffle
went and ate
House?
yeah, we went and ate at Waffle House at work training. And I remember we went and we sat down and we put our hands on it and we was stuck to the table because it was all syrup. It was like it was just we were stuck. Like it was one of them things. Like
Well-
when we walked in, the Waffle House was the Waffle House was full, and now we know because you couldn't leave. Like once you got in, you were stuck forever.
Everyone turns when you walk in and they go, "Don't come in here." We're
And
stuck.
we say, of course, we walk by.
We're like,
Of course, we walk by and we're like, I think he's saying, "Don't get the sausage." You know, like get the
table for
bacon
two,
instead.
please. Yeah.
Those guys are like a bunch of idiots. Waffle Houses. I tell you, every time I've been in a Waffle House, there's only one worker.
The cook.
Yeah, but they're waiting and everything.
The cook is doing it all, man.
Yeah, and the waitress has the whole thing. And don't get me wrong, like the Waffle House is about the size of the living room.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not very big, but like she's just responsible for a lot of stuff. That's a lot of eggs to know how to cook.
It
It's
is.
a lot of tables.
Waffle House.
So yeah, hats off.
Hats off.
Hats off to the Waffle House waitresses, waiters and waitresses. Y'all doing good work in there. Just keep it up. The
And shouts out to the
Waffle House,
cook. You know,
they need
do-
they need a makeover.
It's been this.
you
It's
choose-
the same since I've.
Hey, you realize them dudes were sitting in a boardroom somewhere, and they're like, "What should our logo be?" Hey, let's just get a bunch of yellow blocks and
And-
slap some black letters on it.
Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Hey, I feel like
is
we-
it supposed to look like a waffle? Is that is that the plan?
I don't know.
Like the squares?
I don't think. Now I'm trying to figure out what the Waffle House logo looks like.
It's not. I don't even think they have a logo. It's just their name, but it's on yellow squares.
Look it up. What's the Waffle House logo
You
look
realize,
like?
you realize that's the best. You realize that's the best they could come up with.
That's it.
Like Waffle House ain't even trying.
This is the way I feel like they build Waffle Houses. They build them and then they just let them sit until they rot.
Like until they're done.
It's just nothing. They just start, panels slowly fall off, and they're like, "Well, it's about that time."
It's about, this one's been here about long enough. Hey, I'm telling you right now, you chose IHOP because IHOP looks hip, like
I chose IHOP because
New
IHOP
and
tastes good.
clean.
It just
You eat that.
the
No, you
food
act
is
like
way
you eat
better.
IHOP a lot.
I would if I
When's the
lived.
last time
If
you
I
ate
lived,
IHOP?
I think we took Corbin to IHOP for his birthday one time.
That was his birthday present.
Yeah, that was
IHOP?
it. It was
What?
that was it. That was the end. We woke up at
Hey,
5 a.m.
happy
and we said, and I nudged him and I said, "Hey Corbin, today's the day. We're going to IHOP."
You get IHOP. And y'all got there before it opened. Please tell me you got there before it opened. You had to wait in line like you camped out. This is gonna be good.
This-
Hey, there ain't no pancakes like the first pancakes at IHOP. You get the first ones. You show up after that, you getting all them secondhand pancakes that have already been on the grill, and you getting all their nasty juice. And
I
everything.
prefer it that way though. I prefer food with a little, a little other food with it.
That's why you like griddle. That's why you like griddle cooking.
That's why. Yeah, exactly why. It's all the flavors just mixed together. Look at that.
Hey guys, Dalton is like a master griddle cooker, according to him.
What?
I don't know what you're doing right now. What is that? Oh my god!
Sorry.
You better be glad you ain't saving
I'm
this
so
video.
I'm so sad that I just missed your comment because I had to fix what I had going on
I'm
here.
gonna repeat it.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna repeat it because it's good enough. According to Dalton, he is like a master griddle cooker.
No, that's not what you said the first time. See,
yeah.
I just wanted to hear you say it again. That's not what you said the first time. The first
That's
time
exactly
you
what
said
I said.
Dalton is.
Then I finished it with according to him. According to him.
You should have left it without that.
I can't make claims like that because I've never ate your griddle cooking.
But you've seen it, and you know that.
From
The picture, you're like, oh, that tastes good. I'm full.
Anything looks good in a picture. I mean, you can buy a car off Craigslist.
You can look at my food and you're full. Oh, that was good. Thanks for inviting us over for dinner.
I thought I felt a little weird. Heather was cooking supper the other day. When you sent me that picture, I was like, dang, I ain't even hungry anymore. I ain't even hungry.
No, I do.
Who knew you could look at a good-looking picture?
Yeah, I do enjoy griddle cooking, though. I love griddle cooking.
You think griddle will be the death of a grill?
I don't know. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can entirely get away from grill marks. Just the way that an open grill, a grated grill, does food. Well, like an actual open flame. I don't think you can get away from that taste. Because I still like charcoal cooking.
Now you still have a grill, like a normal grill?
Charcoal grilling sucks. It's a lot of work.
Takes so long. It tastes better, but it takes forever.
Do you like to grill?
Yeah, I like to grill.
What kind of grill do you have?
I'm not good at it though. I got like one of those duos that does the charcoal or the gas. And all the time I'm like, let's get some charcoal, and then I'm like, nope, I can just turn the knob, turn it on, throw a burger on it, throw some chicken on it, throw a hot dog on it. That's about the limit of my grill cooking.
Yeah, I haven't used my charcoal grill since I got the griddle. So I mean, is it create a lazy thing?
Yeah, it's a part of our generation. We're lazy. All of us are.
Well, is it that we're lazy, or do we just want instant? Because we're so used to everything instant.
It's because we're lazy. It has
nothing
to do with having things instant.
I thought we were about to get into like a deep conversation, and you're like, no, we're lazy.
No, we're lazy. It's. I mean, if you would have said something about a phone being slow or something, no, it's straight up laziness.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever seen you ever seen an old guy cook, like grill?
No.
It's real particular. Yeah, like it has to be charcoal.
It don't taste right.
It don't taste right. Yeah, and then it's like they stack all the coals up. Like they have to be stacked up, and you gotta let them burn. And then they spread them out.
Yeah. Don't stack them up like that, and you gotta look like a pier.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't gonna burn right. You're gonna waste charcoal.
And then they always buy non-match light, and then they won't let you use lighter fluid because that lighter fluid adds this taste.
So you got something. So how do you light it?
They start like breaking off kindling or something.
That is no, that's too much. Old people, stop with all that.
Just hate gas.
Yeah. Stop overworking yourself.
Even though the burger is gonna taste better, skip it. Get gas.
It ain't worth it.
You will save time. It's all about time. We revolve around time. We don't have time for anything.
No, time is pressed. It feels days are shorter. It's the same amount of hours, but it's shorter because time is pressed, man. It's
absolutely terrible. You wake up and you kind of like try to plan your whole day out, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this at 2:30, and then like it's already 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you haven't done your 9:30 yet.
Yeah, and I was off today. This day has flown by, of course. I mean, you could be at work, and I mean, Hours
it's
last 3 hours. I mean,
infinite. You're like, will I ever leave here, or if I how long have I been here at this place? What's my home look like?
I tell you, one of the things I hate the worst is, especially like when talking about time going slow and time going fast, is sleeping in on an off day.
It sounds like a good idea
It does
until you freaking do it.
Yeah,
And then
when you wake up,
so mad.
when you roll up out of bed at 10 o'clock, I feel like half the day is already gone.
Cause it makes me so mad. I'm like, I'm gonna sleep into. I'm getting in the bed. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, sleeping in tomorrow.
It's gonna be great. I ain't waking up and turn that alarm off.
Yeah.
It just snooze, man. Just snooze. And when you wake up, hey, you know what the worst thing about waking up at 10 is?
What? Waking up?
You don't know if you're gonna eat breakfast or lunch.
I don't eat breakfast. Breakfast and lunch are the same thing to me, dude. You know I don't normally eat until work lunchtime. So whether that's 2 or 4.
So you don't eat anything.
Well, I mean, like probably about 10 o'clock, I get like a pack of crackers or something. But yeah, I just don't eat. I don't eat in the morning.
Before you leave the house for work in the morning, you don't eat nothing at the house.
Coffee. Do you eat every morning? How do you have time?
Yeah, I mean, look at me. Do you think? Of course I eat. Look how big I am, bro. This man ain't skipping no meals. This chair's squeaking for a reason. It's crying for help, man.
Hey,
I mean, come on.
I've got one of those chairs. One of those office chairs that when you have to pull the lever to go down, bro. I have to jump in it to get it to go down.
I've always been wondering how why you're so skinny. It's because you don't eat nothing.
Dude, I've always had a high metabolism. It ain't because I don't eat nothing. You've seen me eat.
Yeah,
You've seen me eat lunch. What did I eat for lunch yesterday? Go ahead and tell them.
You had the fried chicken, right?
Yeah. And what else?
Biscuits and
mashed
green
potatoes,
beans, mashed potatoes,
macaroni and cheese.
Empty plate when it was done, and he was asking about apple pie. Where's the apple pie at?
They brought me the check, and I said I didn't ask for that. I
didn't ask for this. I asked for apple pie.
I didn't ask for a check.
The lady brought a to-go box like prematurely. She judged him by his size.
And then I said, I'm not going to need that. So that's what I told her. I said, I'm not going to need that.
Yeah, she's like, she prematurely looked at you and was like, this is a small dude. He's not going to be able to finish all this food. Let me bring him a to-go.
There's no
way. Notice the to-go box never made it to my side. Because she was like, look at that. Look at that.
Oh,
he's
probably going to ask for apple pie.
He's probably going to ask for apple pie. I'm going to give him his check last. Because if anybody's getting dessert, she brings Dawn a to-go plate and asks me what I want for dessert. That is unfair. All these, man, you know what? They'd be judging out there.
That was an awkward Cracker Barrel.
The whole visit.
Oh, man.
I love the barrel, though.
Oh, I'll never stray away. Always.
By the way, anybody that's listening to this, it ain't Cracker Barrel. It's the barrel.
The barrel. Take the cracker out of it. You don't need it. It's a statement. It's the barrel.
I've never once went to Cracker Barrel and asked for crackers.
Do they have crackers?
I don't even know. I don't know if they have crackers or not. We should ask that next time. I've never seen a barrel either, but
I kind of feel like I'm sitting inside of a barrel when I'm sitting in there.
It's all wood and a bunch of old tools.
This is great.
I'd put that. I feel like they found all this stuff in a barrel. Yeah, when I start looking at it, it's so random. It is the most random stuff in a Cracker Barrel. Like, it's like one wall will have like an old saw on it, and like yesterday we were sitting there and I was like, "Hey, look at that!" Because if y'all listened to last week's podcast, we was talking about the rollerbladers and skaters, and there was some old roller skates on the wall. Was there not?
Yeah, there was.
And I was like, look at that.
The ones with 4 wheels, the orange 4 wheels. It looks like a shoe with just wheels on it.
The ones, yeah, and they had the brake on the front.
Yeah.
So whoever designed them
Hold
was
on.
like, "Hey,
Hold on. Hold on.
you know, the guy that made this was like, hey, this is gonna be funny. Let's put the brake on the front."
Let's see what
You-
this'll do.
Hey, I've never in my life been told to use my front brake. Even like when learning to ride
Now,
a bicycle
If you're going
or
too
ride a
fast,
motorcycle,
use your front brake.
no, that's never been a terminology. That has never been. I don't even know why there is front brakes. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Have you ever had
I
one of
guess it's
those?
for them stunt people.
You ever had a bike that's got a tight front brake
Yeah.
and you squeeze it?
That-
Dude, have you ever flipped over the handlebars?
Yes, that's why you don't use your front brakes. That's what I'm
Bro,
telling you.
a tight front brake. Or if you're riding your buddy's bike, riding bikes, every bike's different. It's got a different feel to it. So when you ride your buddy's bike because you forgot yours and you use his front brake, well, your front brakes are fine, but his are a little tight.
Yeah, and I tell you,
You'll flip.
I never
You'll flip
used,
hard.
I could have seriously just took the brakes off my front wheel because I was told like, hey, you see this handle? You don't ever pull this handle. That's how I was taught how to ride a bike and like a motorcycle. You use this handle in emergency situations.
Yeah. So I guess what would happen if you did the front brake and the back brake at the same time? Would it still have the same effect?
Yeah, probably. I would think because your momentum is carrying you forward.
But
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, I've just never. I mean, out of all the things, and like, was you a big bike rider as a kid?
Huge. It's huge. Was a huge
You know
bike
what-
rider.
Dude, you know what I was always scared to do as a child
What?
on bikes? You know the little things that stuck out where you're supposed to stand on them on the wheels?
The pegs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could do it was like a 2-person bike. Like, hey, you just get on the back.
Yeah, that was the only way to get around.
No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I was scared.
Why?
I don't know.
You were
I was
scared.
a- I
Were
was
you
a-
scared to ride, or were you scared to ride like have somebody on the back?
I was scared to be the person on the back.
Now the person on
Like,
the
if
back
my-
has it rough. Because
Yeah,
your first couple
so-
times you forget that you've got a tire in between your legs,
Yeah.
and you burn the crap out of your legs.
No joke. No joke. My friend would be like, "Hey, jump on the back here. Hop on the pegs. We'll go down the street. We'll go to Jim Bob's house."
Was that
And
your
I
friend's
was
name?
always like, "No." As false as that may sound, I don't have a friend named Jim Bob. But he would say, "Let's go down there," and I'd always be like, "I'll just
False.
walk." I'll seriously just walk down there. I won't have to worry about it like at all.
Whatever. I loved riding pegs, dude.
I was too scared. I
Now-
was a baby as a child, dude.
Now we did front and back pegs. Somebody on the front and the back.
Yeah, you could sit on the handlebars if he was on the front.
Yeah, but that is dangerous.
You had to time the stop. I was scared to do it. I'm not saying I never did it, but you had to time the stop because like when you start slowing down, momentum had its way. Yeah, exactly. Had its way. You'd be like, hey, when we hit the grass,
Jump off.
You jump to the right. And Jim Bob, you jump to the left. I'm gonna keep on going. And if you did, hey, when we used to. I mean, that was. I'll tell you one of the things that we used to do as a kid. We had my friend had a green machine. Did you ever have one of those?
I never had one, but I rode them. And once again, I
Yeah.
never had things. The neighborhood kids did, so I got to use their stuff.
Exactly. Hey, I never had one either, but my buddy had one, and you couldn't steer them.
Yeah.
It was just dumb, right?
The point was to go
another
straight
one that-
and
yeah, and like,
whip it.
Yeah, whip it and then come back and it was just, but it was impossible to do any of those things.
Yeah.
And so what we used to do, we just thought it'd be funny because you can't steer it. We found the biggest hill in the neighborhood, and we would get on top of it and we'd just ride down it.
On a
And we
green
never
machine?
made it halfway. Yeah. Yeah, so we'd just be
Was this Jim Bob's idea? Because that sounds
riding
like a
down-
Jim Bob
totally
idea.
Jim Bob's idea. And we'd be going, and of course, you start drifting, you'd go to turn it, and it would just freaking kick. It would kick flip you, bro, and you would just eat dirt the rest of the way down the hill. And you know what? We'd get up, we'd laugh, and we'd go back to the top.
Kids
and
are
just do it.
resilient.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
They're made of they're made of rubber.
I probably shouldn't be alive.
I've seen my kid do front flips off the couch and land on his neck, and he said,
Hey,
laughing about it, like that was fun. Like, what? Are
hey,
you
one of the
are
funniest
you
videos-
okay? Do we need
Hey,
to go
one of the-
somewhere?
Hey, dude, one of the funniest videos I've ever seen is that video you sent me of that kid. I don't know the kid. I would say he's dead. I just from watching the video.
He's not dead. He's still doing that stuff. You know? He's still out here doing that same stuff.
Hey guys, if y'all ever see Dalton in public, ask him to show you a video.
Yeah.
Let me see the video.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So funny.
Actually, what I'll do, if y'all want to see the video, I'll post it on our TikTok. It's on my personal TikTok, but I'll put it on our This Is the Thing podcast TikTok so y'all can see it. It is it's
great.
hysterical. It is. It's
It's so
my
funny.
nephew. It's hysterical, man. He was good
But,
afterwards. He was good.
Yeah. Oh, he was not good during though. Hey, about 10 foot into that ride, he was all fear.
Dude, he knew. He knew he messed up. You know that saying? That's like epitome of that saying. He knew he messed up, dude.
But hey, so we chased a rabbit there.
Yeah,
But
sorry.
There's one thing I want to talk about. Going back to the barrel. I
Okay.
want to go back to the barrel. For
Oh,
just a
so
second.
we chased a rabbit and you picked the barrel to go back to?
I want to go back. Hey, all them things that we just went by, I want to go back to the barrel.
Okay.
You know what? They got a lot of junk hanging up, right?
Uh-huh.
What's the weirdest decor that they have?
I don't know.
It gets me every time. I
don't-
can't stand it.
I don't know. What is it?
The pictures of old people. I don't get it. Like that's someone's family. They're like, hey, let's hang this right here. And it's always like right on the table,
It's
dude.
right above your
Like, you
table.
You sit there and grandpa with a pitchfork over there just staring at you, and you're like, he didn't have a barrel when he was growing up.
Why do they choose?
I'm talking.
Why do they choose what they choose in there?
I don't. Why these? Listen, everything fits the theme of like just oldness.
For sure. It smells
But
old.
the pictures, I just can't stand the pictures, man.
How many Cracker
I like
Barrel
old
locations are there?
There's like one in every state. They're all over the place.
Did you just say one in every state? That's it?
No, there's more than one, but there's at least one in every state.
Okay, so
Because
let's
there was this big thing. Was there not this big thing that there was a couple? There's a couple that has been to every single Cracker Barrel.
what?
Yeah, there you can look it up. I remember hearing it on the radio a few years back. There's a couple that has been to every single Cracker Barrel in the United States.
There are 660 Cracker Barrels.
That's a lot. That's a lot of Cracker Barrel. Hey, do you notice where they're at? This is something me and Heather talk about all the time. A Cracker Barrel is always on the interstate everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
It's right on the interstate.
Yep.
Think about it.
I never
Think
even
where
thought
they're
about
at.
that.
It's right on the interstate.
So where do they get 660 different old things to put on the walls? Do they have the same picture of the old man, or is it a different?
I have no
is it a
idea.
different old
You think
man
they're
in
like-
every Cracker Barrel?
You think they open it up as like a community thing? Like, hey, we need to decorate the Cracker Barrel. If you
Bring
don't
all
love
your
family-
junk.
If you don't love your family and you'd like to give away the pictures of them so we can hang them on our walls, we would really appreciate it. The worst that could happen is they get some grease slapped on them or something from someone's bacon and eggs.
If you could go out in your yard and dig up any old tools that may be out there, bring them in. We'll hang them on the wall. Don't clean them. Nothing. Leave the dirt on them. We'll just
The
plaster it up on the
The-
wall.
the rustier, the better. Just boom. That's what we be like. Hey, this may have some kind of disease. Let me see it. That's perfect. That's what we're looking for.
Why is Cracker Barrel always in the Christmas season?
Always.
They've always got Christmas decorations. No matter what
Christmas
time of the year.
is their season.
It smells good, and
They're
then when
always
you first
selling
walk in, you're
something
like,
for
"Oh, it
Christmas."
smells like freaking Christmas in here."
Yeah, I don't know. I wish. I like everything about Cracker Barrel except for the pictures of old people, and they still do
You're
that.
killing me, dude.
The pictures, it really bugs me. It really gets to me. But
I
they
can
got
tell.
that. They got that nasty brown tile flooring.
Yeah, that's the same. It's like the same floor that they have in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's like, but it reminds me of the lunchroom at school or something.
Yeah.
Like it's that kind of brown
Why is the
tile.
fireplace never going in a Cracker Barrel? Have you ever been in one where the
But
fire?
it's always dirty.
It's
like it has
filthy.
been.
It smells like they just started a fire and it just went out. It smells really
I've
smoky.
seen it. I've seen it going before. I can't hate on that. I mean, I've actually seen the Cracker Barrel using the fireplace before.
You know that game that's on the table?
Yeah.
Are you any good at that? The little what's that? The peg jumping game.
Yeah, it's called. I actually think it's called the peg game. I think is the technical term.
Are you any good at it?
I mean, no. I mean, it's after I figure out which way to go, and I just do the same thing every time. I always do it like 3 times. Like after I figure it out, I do it 3 times in a row. Like I'm never gonna forget. And then when you go back,
you're like, oh my god, I've never done this before.
you know.
What is this game? All right, let's read the rules.
You know what's bad is those actually don't get used anymore. You know why?
Why?
Because of your phone.
That ruined it.
What do you mean?
You talking about that they don't put it on the tables anymore? I know
No,
they
they
don't.
still put it on the tables.
It's not on the tables right now, obviously, because
no.
2020. But
thanks, COVID,
for taking away the peg game
taking away the peg game,
the salt, pepper, and the sugar packets. Thanks.
Everybody needs salt. Thanks, COVID.
Do you want to share the salt story, or do you just want to move past that?
You know what? If you want to share the salt story, go ahead.
I don't tell the salt story that good though.
You say that every time. Every time it's your turn to tell the story, you're just like, Robert, I want you to tell the story. It could be a story like about. Listen, it could be. He could be telling a story about like the birth of his child, and he could be like, Robert, tell it. You tell it pretty good. I'm like, I wasn't even there.
You tell tell good stories.
No,
I think everyone will
agree
agree.
with that.
I think everyone will agree that Robert tells the best stories, but we'll move past the salt story then, because I'm not going to tell it.
You got to tell the salt story now. We done went there. We know we'll save the salt story for a rainy day. How's that? And actually, I'm going to tell it. But yeah. So listen, we was at Cracker Barrel eating one time, and we had the salt. Listen, guys, like if this is the salt shaker, it was probably missing about that much salt. Like it was at the top.
For the listeners, it was like missing 2 grains of salt.
That was it. You could not fill this. You could barely fill this salt up anymore. And so we're sitting there like we just got our food and we're digging in, and this guy comes up. He's like, "Hey, you mind if I just?" And like we see him filling the salt, like going around the dining room, filling the salt.
We're the only table. Well, there's 2
like
tables.
There's the table behind us and us, and we're the only ones in the dining room. And this guy's like, "Hey guys, let me grab that salt. Let me top that off for you real quick." And I'm like, "Okay." Like I was so in awe that this guy. So I mean, like I just reach over, I grab the salt and I give it to him. And I'm like, "Here you go." And like he literally just unscrews it real quick, pours 2 grains of salt in this thing, seals it back up. He's like, "There you go." He goes, "I know that was getting to you. That thing wasn't full. So I'm glad I could do that." And I was like, okay, nothing wrong with this guy. This guy's normal. He's just working hard. I put the salt back, and he walks off, and me and Dalton immediately start making fun of this guy because that's just what we do. We make fun of everybody we see, actually.
I'm sure people do it to us, too.
Yeah, exactly. Like you picking your nose right now.
I'm scratching it. It's itching.
It was a
Don't
full-blown pick.
I wouldn't pick my nose in public or on the camera. I do it in private.
But anyway, so this guy, as we're making fun of him, we're sitting there and we kind of forget about it. He comes to the table behind us and he interrupts them eating. He's like, "Hey, let me see y'all sauce. Theirs is fuller than ours. Okay, theirs is more full.
I think he already filled theirs earlier. You know,
Yeah.
like that's how full it was.
He's like, "Let me see that salt shaker and I'll me fill that up for you guys." And me and Dalton just lost it. We started laughing so hard. in the middle of Cracker Barrel, and that guy started laughing. The worker
He said,
did.
"These guys know."
He was like, these guys know what I'm talking about, and then they know they want their salt filled when they come to the barrel. I was like, dude, please don't even. Right? I mean, like it was so weird and uncalled for. I don't know. That was actually one of the funniest moments I think I've ever had. I think it's probably more of a you had to be there situation.
Yeah.
But that guy was filling up that salt so much.
Yesterday's events weren't any better. The
No.
greeting we got. I'm not gonna call
Terrible.
I'm not gonna call this person out. Okay.
No.
Listen, if you are the first person that greets me when I come to a restaurant, you management of any establishment, the person that is greeting your customer needs to be a people person. Okay, take notes. That's all I gotta say.
You're saying that you don't want the first. You're saying you don't want the first person you see to be grumpy or to just be some buzzkill.
Or to go, I don't want that. I don't appreciate that. Hey, guess what? I'm tired too. Okay, but I'm here to eat barrel because I'm tired. And I need my heart warmed, and you're not making it any better for me.
So yeah, that is actually really good advice for any business owners that are out there. You need to take that to heart and really think about your workers that work for you.
She was wearing a
That
mask,
is,
dude, and I knew how upset she was. Well, I didn't have to even look and see. She told me how upset she was. I said I wasn't going to call her out, and here I am. I'm calling her out. Don't greet me like that ever again. Whoever, I don't know what your name was. I'm just gonna go ahead. Don't ever do that to me ever again.
He's like, I'm not gonna talk mad smack about people, but I'm gonna do it right now, real quick. If we could just
don't
that's
ever
pretty much
do
what
that
you
to
just
me.
did. That's exactly what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the barrel. I mean, good time, good food. I mean, you can't gonna get. I don't think you're gonna get better food anywhere else, though. Honestly.
No. If Cracker Barrel had a buffet, what do you think about that?
Do
you like buffets?
A buffet? I do. I do like buffets.
Do you think Cracker Barrel would be a good buffet?
Yeah, I think it would. Can you imagine just a whole buffet of nothing but them chicken tenders?
Oh my gosh, there's never enough.
Man, those would be the days. If the Cracker Barrel was a buffet, you could never eat there.
I'd never leave. They got they have breakfast and lunch and dinner.
It would be, dude. It would be totally ridiculous to. Oh my gosh, the line! I'd eat there every day if they had a buffet. Dead serious.
It's really expensive, man. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, it don't break the bank except whenever I have to pay for you.
Listen, the problem with buffets is there's no good ones out there.
Yes, there is. Shut up. Yes, there is.
Which ones?
Golden Corral. That's not.
I was waiting for you to say KFC. I swear.
That's a terrible buffet.
I was waiting for you to. I was waiting for you.
That doesn't even count as a buffet, dude. What is the KFC buffet? It's 3 pans of chicken, and the rest of it is Jell-O.
There was one good buffet place that was made. A Golden Corral. That Cracker Barrel went to Golden Corral to get the pictures of the old people because that's where they stand in line at. Is at the Golden Corral.
I'm gonna need you to stand right there, please. And that's beautiful. Actually, no, you don't look sad enough. If you, I need you to look more old and more sad. And here, hold this pitchfork.
Listen, that's where.
Oh my gosh.
Golden Corral, listen, but it's too much, man. It is too.
Ryan's is good. I really like Ryan's.
Ryan's had the biggest buffet I've ever seen before in my life.
There's like 7 buffets.
But yeah. You're like, there's a pizza buffet over here. This is a chicken buffet. This is the hamburger buffet. Here's
Do you
the
want a
hot dog
steak? Because
buffet.
we got
Here's
guys
the-
cooking steaks back over here. I mean, it's endless.
Yeah, I mean they had everything. Ryan's did.
Do you remember
Totally endless.
what I think about when I think about buffets though?
It was really
do you remember the smoking section in restaurants?
yes. Smoking, that used to be the first question you always got. You used to get that question before you got how many was in your party.
Smoking or non smoking?
Smoking or non-smoking? You in the smoking or non-smoking section? All right, now how many's in your party? That was the second question.
How many are smokers? How many are not smokers?
I feel like that was the first question because if you ever said smoking, they're like, you're gonna have to wait a while.
You're gonna have to
If
wait.
you would just go,
and then you look back at the smoking section and you can't see in there. It's
yeah. Hey, as a child, the smoking section was always the coolest section.
why were people bringing their kids into the smoking section?
I have no idea. I remember the door cracking open. We never went to the smoking section because nobody in my family like smoked. But I remember being in those kind of places and like them cracking the door and just smoke rolling out.
My grandma would eat, be eating her chicken or whatever she's got on her buffet plate that's stacked about that tall,
Yeah,
and she's smoking a cigarette while she's doing it.
just
Just chicken in one hand, just.
hey, used to be the going thing, man. Used to be the going thing. That's what you did.
It's gross.
Oh yeah, totally gross, man. Yeah, and it just doesn't no longer like the world hates smokers now.
It's good. I mean,
What do you mean?
I do. I mean, I do this now, but
Yeah,
smoking it needs to go. It's long
Says
over.
the guy that smokes.
It,
The guy
I
that-
don't smoke. I vape.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing, man.
Whatever, dude. I see. I can do this.
Vaping and
I can do
smoking is
this
the
in
same
your.
thing.
I can do this in your car.
Yeah, you can do that in my car. Yeah, you're exactly right. First time I ever met this guy. Let me tell you, this is a story that we need to tell. First time I ever met this guy, we're going off for a work interview, and I was driving, and I mean, I've probably said 10 words to this guy. I mean, we probably literally the only conversation me and this man ever had was hi or bye.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
That was pretty much the extent of it.
Pretty much the extent of it.
Hey,
was
how
the
you doing
extent of our
today?
conversation.
All right.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah. So we have to go for this interview, and pretty long drive. We ain't on the road 10 minutes. He's like, "Hey man, you don't mind if I smoke in your car, do you?" And how do you answer that? You can't just be like, "Actually, yeah, I do mind," and make the rest of the 2 hours that you were driving the most unenjoyable 2 hours of your life. So I was like, no, I don't mind at all. Actually, go ahead, make it your car, And I'm sitting there thinking, like, if I was an actual smoker, I wouldn't even ask the question. I would have worded my way. You should have worded your way around it, like, "Hey, you think you can pull off up here for a second? Let me get a smoke in," and then that would have invited me to be like, "Oh, I'll just smoke in the car. It's okay." But no.
Hey, you mind if us? It's kind of more like, hey, you mind if I smoke in your car?
As he's already puffing. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna plug your phone so I can plug my vape in. I need it to be going." And I'm like, dude, I'm sitting there driving.
This
I'm
is
like,
going to be the longest drive.
whew. I was like, Jesus, take the wheel. I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make it. And then I'm sitting there like, we're going for this interview, and I'm like, he ain't gonna pass.
He ain't going. This guy, there's no way he can make it. There's no way they'll give him a job.
On question number 2, he's gonna pull out the vape. Hang on a second. Let me get a little.
Hey, you mind
Let
if
me
I
get
smoke in this interview?
Let me get a little puff of this before you ask question number 2. I feel like question number 2 is gonna be a good one.
I feel like number 2 is really gonna stress me out. I need you to hold on a minute.
I just want to get a real quick puff in, and I'll be good. First time I ever met this guy. And not only that, when we get there, not only now he's gotten on my nerves, right? 'Cause smoking in my car. We get there, and he goes, "Hey man, I got some stuff I need to go pick up. You're gonna have to take me to a store. You need to run me down the road." And I'm sitting there like, I'm like, man, this guy. First, he smokes in my car.
Listen, it was for a
And
good cause. I needed you to take. You drove. You signed up for whatever I needed. It would have been vice
I am
versa for
now-
you.
I'm now his chauffeur. If you was driving and I asked you that, you'd been like, no, dude, I'm staying here. I got things I gotta do. You might as well call a cab or something. Is what you would have told me.
That's right. I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm so tired. I don't want to do it. Yeah, real funny. Yeah, the things I did for this guy. The only reason this friendship exists is because of the hard work I've put in.
Whatever, dude. Let's talk about where we started realizing that we were going to be just fine together. Is when we got to that Office Depot. By the way, I needed folders for my.
Listen, not even something good. I mean, if this man would have looked at me and been like, "I need to go buy some milk," I would have been like, "Okay, the guy needs milk." But he needed folders, people. Folders. A folder.
We get into this Office Depot. And I have never seen an Office Depot with this much furniture in my life. You would think that it was an errands or rooms to go. They had so much furniture, didn't they?
Yeah, they were loaded down with furniture.
And
first of all, it was the sketchiest looking Office Depot I've probably ever seen before in my life.
There was probably the whole parking lot was a pothole. Anyway. The whole thing was a pothole. I mean, we pulled in the parking lot. I mean,
to get in the store, we crawled out of the pothole to go in the front door of the store.
We're almost there.
People buying furniture and throwing it and landing it in the truck down in the pothole before they drove out. That's what this place looked like.
So we start furniture shopping. I mean, that's the only way to put it. We were shopping, and we almost were convinced that we were going to buy a desk.
Yeah, and this desk was like $2,000. It was like the priciest.
It weighed 20 million pounds.
Dude, it was. Hey, this desk was probably as big as my living room. No, these desks were huge, and we're sitting there like, and as ridiculous as it was, we're seriously looking like, hey, you go on that side and look at me. How official do I look?
Do I look good?
Like if you
saw me in this seat, would you think I was somebody?
You think I'm somebody important. And not only are we going for an interview, but we're going for an interview to be managers. So we're also like, yeah, when I get there, I'm gonna get a desk like this.
It's gonna be oak, hard oak, cherry oak.
Nobody in their life needs a desk that big.
Nobody. Who? That's it was a circle desk.
Yeah.
I mean, you just walked into like a path, and then you were inside of a desk, pretty much. I mean, you it's like you surround yourself with screens. But we were gonna buy it. Hey, I need this, and I'm dead serious. We're not. I know we usually crack jokes. We were so dead serious on this desk. I need this. I'm gonna come back up here and get this.
I'm gonna get me a U-Haul, and I'm gonna come get this. This is a nice desk. I don't think they make desks different over here in North Carolina, I guess, than what they do in Tennessee. We're like, this desk is awesome. I've never been. This Office Depot had more furniture in it than office supplies.
Yeah.
It's like an office. I was like, an Office Depot warehouse or something.
I need folders. Yeah, they're right over there in the very back corner. That's all of our office supplies. That's where you'll find them all. The rest of it, furniture.
They didn't even have the folder that he liked.
No, they didn't. I had to settle.
I had to settle. He settled with something that he didn't want. And that was that trip. And then I got stuck in a mushroom chair while we were there.
You did? I've got a picture of that.
Dalton's got a picture of me in my little mushroom chair. It was in chairs that's nothing but strings. And I know Dalton looked at it and was like, hey, let's get the fat guy in this. This will be funny. Hey, Robert, come here.
Sit in this.
That nylon went right up my butt, dude. It don't hold you. You just go right.
You were on the
it.
floor.
It'd leave impressions on you, dude, if you sat in that for a long time.
And that was the blossoming of a beautiful friendship.
Yeah,
that I really wish that I never never was a part of. I really just don't. My life would be a lot better if I didn't have you as my friend. I feel like I would be further along in life.
I don't know. I feel like I'd be probably worse off. I'd probably be sitting somewhere in my straw hat or something. Straw hat for sure. But yeah, man, that was kind of the beginning
That was the beginning.
of because I mean we worked together for a long time, but we never talked to each other.
Nope.
So that was when our paths officially crossed.
Yeah.
Crossed for sure. We at that mark, ain't we?
We're at the mark, man. We made it.
You know, something. Dalton, tell me a little bit about the format, kind of like what we did today. And
So this actually turned out a lot better than I thought it would. I usually save that for our post call, but the format that we tried tonight actually turned out a lot better. I mean, I think, but I mean, you guys can let us know in reviews. But so we were kind of just gonna go like with a just chatting, and just see kind of where it went. We like talking about the topics, and I think you guys like when we pick a topic too. But you know, there's only so many different specific things that we can talk about. So we were just like, well, let's see what we can do with this, and let's kind of see what people think about it. So that's kind of where this came from. I didn't even think that it would go down that rabbit hole that it went down.
Yeah, so I mean, like, you know, we definitely like the topics, like, you know, like we did Remember the 90s, and then we did the first one. Oh, did you with me?
Yeah, I really don't understand. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, people. This is terrible. It has to be on your end. You live out in the sticks.
Which it may be. I was just saying, you know, I call it a top 5, that thing we did the first time with our where we kind of went off, we bounced off each other and kind of talked about, we had a topic, but we had 5 like little subtopics, I guess you'd talk about. And then, you know, we had that main topic, and we like doing that, but, you know, we want other things to talk about. So we talked about just winging one. Let's just wing it and see how it works and see what we can do. And I mean, I like it. We can talk.
We could go a solid another hour. And I know y'all don't. Sure. I know y'all don't want that because it's really terrible.
Hey, let's just be honest. The longer it goes, the worse it gets, guys.
Yep, sure did.
We'll start talking about printer paper or something stupid. Like, what's the deal with that?
Hey,
you know, we start
printer paper. You know, what's up with that? It's
airplane food. What's up with that? Yeah, it gets real bad. People.
Oh, man.
So, but yeah, hey, for real though, talking about topics, send us something if you want us to talk about something or
sure.
Anything specific. I mean, we're willing to hit literally anything. So, send us some stuff that you want to hear us chatting about.
But yeah, appreciate you guys. That's it. That's all we've got for the night. Make sure that you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcast, YouTube, Twitch reruns, Twitch clips, anything that other platform that we're not on, let us know. We'll get on it. Yes. And that's all we've got for the night. See y'all later.
Adios.